Hey guys, before we start the video, I want to take this time to shout out 5 of my YouTube membership members. They are going to be The Z, Lens Hunter, Jet Stingrin, Cloud Colin, and Roel Bonza. Thank you guys again for your support over on my YouTube memberships. If you guys are interested in becoming part of YouTube memberships, it only costs 99 cents per month. You guys will have access to a badge right next to your name, emotes exclusive only to YouTube memberships. You guys will be shouted out randomly amongst 4 other people on newly uploaded videos. And last but not least, you guys will automatically be entered into a monthly $15 gift card giveaway that I will be doing at the end of every month. All of that for 99 cents per month. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video. What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Back with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, we have the Art of Ciaran. Ciaran from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles will be receiving some upgrades soon in Global Opera Omnia in the form of a rework, his C90, and as well as the debut of his burst weapon. Now before we move forward with the video, I always want to encourage you guys to also do your own self-research on these characters if you are unsure if you're going to be investing in them or not. So don't just watch my videos. I highly encourage you guys to check out the other content creators for this game, as well as those resources such as the Compendium, Tonberry Troop, all that good stuff, guys. It's a lot better when you're able to formulate that educated decision for yourself rather than just listening to like 1 or 2 opinions and then trying to go off of that. Trust me, guys, it's a whole lot better if you do your self-research before you decide to invest in any of these new weapons that come out for these characters. But enough about that, let's go ahead and talk about the Art of Ciaran. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with Ciaran and his kit, he is pretty much a support unit with various party auras. His auras come from his unique buffs and his stacking overhead effect. Pretty simple. Now, as far as his reworks go, he's going to get a rework on his skill 1 and 2, and as well as his LD board. So his skill 1, Bash, is now going to be dealing more brave damage with 3 HP attacks, and there's now going to be brave refunds in between HP attacks except the last one. His skill 2, Holy Strike or Holy Raw Strike rework, now deals more brave damage with 4 HP attacks. There's now going to be brave refunds in between HP attacks except the last one, and he's also now going to be dealing 100% HP splash damage after each HP attack. His LD Shadow Blade with its LD board rework is now going to be dealing more brave damage with 4 HP attacks. There's going to be brave refunds in between HP attacks with a higher potency, and it's also going to be extending the duration of his LD buff. Now his C65 set Drop of Myrrh with a C88 extension will now be granting 5 stacks of Drop of Myrrh overhead effect. It's also going to be extending the duration of this particular ability, and it's now also going to provide Party Stolen and Gain M Brave Overflow, as well as Party Brave Gains Up. And finally, his EX, Caravan Memories, with its C85 extension, is now going to be dealing more brave damage with 3 HP attacks. It now has brave refunds in between HP attacks, except the last one, and the EX buff that it grants now also gives brave regen and HP damage up. And now we're going to quickly cover the BT Plus effect, because this is going to be the important part of his kit because it is brand new. So his BT Plus effect, provided that you fully invest, you green it, is going to be granting the party the following: Stolen and Gain Max Brave Overflow, HP Damage Up, Brave Gains Up, and Max Brave Cap Up, or it's also called HP Damage Cap Up. The potency of all of these effects are going to be dependent on the number of the Drop of Myrrh stacks. Drop of Myrrh stacks up to 5, so if you have 5 stacks, you're going to be getting the full benefit, or the full potency, for these particular effects for the BT Plus effect. So what are my thoughts and summary on Ciaran? So I think he is a fantastic aura bot with very powerful effects to amplify your party's overall performance. I think he's also very flexible and can be slotted into nearly any team composition. His Max Brave Cap Up, or his HP Damage Cap Up, which is also what it's called, can be up to 40%, provided that you have the BT Plus effect active and you have blued his high armor. And keep in mind, that's actually higher than Garnet's. I know Garnet and Ramza are very popular units that we highly talk about because they provide that very valuable HP damage cap up, and Ciaran is another candidate for that. He provides up to 40% with full investment. His damage output is actually pretty solid, and he's also very self-sufficient with his Brave refunds after the HP attacks, and as well as his Brave regen. So he's a really self-sufficient and has some pretty decent damage output. He has access to the sword ultimate weapon, so because he wields a sword, which is one of the more common weapons within the roster, he has access to that particular ultimate weapon. So I know a lot of you guys probably have that in your inventory already, so you can give that to Ciaran if you guys are going to be using Ciaran in your party. And one thing that I do want to point out is please watch out for hot takes claiming that Ciaran is bad or lackluster. I was seeing a lot of these hot takes floating around, actually on my own stream. People claiming that, oh, I hear Ciaran is bad or he's lackluster. And I get it. The reason why people see this is because A, they probably don't see him used nearly as often in like YouTube videos, or another reason is because there's a lot of hype around Snow, because Snow's BT is also going to be coming out the same month as Ciaran's, and Snow's BT is really powerful. And between the two of them, it's probably the more desirable one. But please, guys, Ciaran is really, really good. Like, if you invest in this character, he's amazing. He's actually a really solid character. Again, super flexible, provides up to 40% HP damage cap up. So just because he's not nearly as popular, or there's not a lot of hype or buzz around him as much as some of the other characters, or he's not nearly as flashy, it doesn't mean that he's bad or lackluster. So please, guys, watch out for those hot takes. And again, do your own self-research. Watch several videos if you're still unsure, so then that way you guys are educated more on these characters, and you guys can make better decisions on whether or not you're going to be investing in these characters that I cover. So now we're going to go ahead and get into some gameplay so you guys get to see Ciaran in action. I am obviously going to be taking him to my favorite punching bag whenever I do these videos for you guys. One of these days, Ramu is just going to get revenge on me. Watch. Maybe when he gets his Spiritus event on JP, it's going to be like crazy hard. I'm probably going to be struggling super hard because I use him as a punching bag all the time. Alright, so I'm dropping the Cypher Call just because I want him delayed. Okay, so first things first, what I like to do is I like to start off with LD because he doesn't have his LD buff active, and with the LD buff active, remember, he doesn't drop the stacks, and that's super important because we want the stacks to be active, so we have access to Holy Raw Strike, which you can see right there, and also when you activate his BT, he's gonna have the full benefit to your party as far as the powerful party auras that he provides. So remember, after you use the LD, you do get a free skill usage. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now for the purposes of this video is go ahead and use it on his C65. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do again is go right into... You know, actually, no, I'm going to go right into his burst now. So why not have that active when we go into his burst phase? So this is his burst, and we will get the full benefit. I do have his armor blued, and I have his burst weapon, fully greened. So now we have the 40% HP damage cap up alongside the other effects that he provides for the entire party. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is use LD again because I want the free skill usage when I go into his burst. This is assuming that you're going to be using, you know, his entire burst phase. Now remember, Ciaran is not primarily a damage dealer, so for those of you that are like, oh, his damage is not that great, that's not his primary role. His primary role is to provide you amazing auras, awesome support, and allow your damage dealers to really capitalize on the amount of, you know, buffs or these auras that he gives to your party. Okay, so again, assuming if you're going to be using Ciaran's full burst phase, let's go ahead and go into burst. So we're going to go ahead and use the free skill usage on Holy Raw Strike because it has 4 HP dumps. And then we're going to go ahead and use LD again. So then we have free skill usage again. And then we're going to go ahead and use Holy Raw Strike again. And you're probably wondering, do I ever use his Soul Shot again? Not really. You probably will never ever press that again because his skills got buffed, and his skills are going to be the buttons that you're going to want to be pressing. Primarily his skill 2 and as well as his EX. You could go into skill 1. It does do less damage, but pretty much it's there if you like want to refresh buffs, things like that. So we're going to go into EX. And look at the amount of damage that we're doing. Now I do have him with a ultimate weapon as well, so that's why his damage is so high. But I mean, this is Ciaran with full investment just by himself, so it's a lot of he can dish out a pretty decent amount of damage on his own. And again, this is amplified with his different effects. Very good character, very, very solid character. I think he deserves a little bit more hype. Obviously, he's not nearly as popular, and I don't think they did his remastered game much justice. But that's Ciaran in a nutshell, guys. I think he's really good. Again, full investment. You have yourself another fantastic Aurabot that provides you the ever so valuable HP damage cap up, or also called Max Brave cap up. This is going to go ahead and conclude my video for the Art of Ciaran. Hopefully it helps you guys prepare for his upcoming upgrades in Global Opera Omnia. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and mahal everyone.